Hello, beloved. I'm James Henry, and this is our weekly moment. Welcome. I had some thoughts to share today, but I want to begin, as I always do, by reminding you you are infinitely precious and unconditionally loved for the gift you already are, right as you are, where you are. And it's important that you begin to see yourself that way, because as we see ourselves that way, we can see the world that way. As I was thinking about seeing today, I was thinking of a phrase that I heard several years ago from one of my favorite teachers, Richard Rohr, when he said to us, "We don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are." And I want to unpack that a little bit with you today because I realize we spend a lot of our time and our life labeling things around us, from trees and leaves. We can even get specific about the type of tree, oak or elm or birch, dogwood, you name it. We can get into the specifics. We can note the color, and we do that same kind of naming and labeling when we see people, when we see situations in the world, when we see various other kinds of realities reflected. And it's that labeling that leads us to a place where we have already, in labeling, predetermined the nature of that which we see. And we put our stuff on that which we see. It's not what is, it's what we see as what is. And it may sound like a little semantic dance. I'm playing with words, but it's a reality. When we look at the words and when we look at the world and we spend a lot of time trying to articulate in words exactly what we see, sometimes we can't just receive what comes to us. We see a brown person. We see a female or male person. We spend a lot of time trying to figure out those labels that we're going to attach to what and who we see in the world, rather than just receiving a person as a person, and let that person's being speak for itself. We shape our world. I see it. It comes back around to my Facebook feed. I see broad generalizations about people who align themselves with one party or another as being good or bad, as being stupid or pliable or ignorant or woke or any of those words. Quite frankly, I hope I'm awakened to live in this life. And so any of those labels, all that does is take away the individuality, the uniqueness, the infinite preciousness and unconditional lovedness of that which we see with our eyes. We have robbed it of anything other than our little sweet labels. So what I want to encourage us to do, it's something I'm trying to do more of in my life, is simply to gaze out at the world. To gaze out at the world. Recently, I was listening to Richard Rohr talk about 3 ways we see the world. Most of us just glimpse the world. That is, we don't ever stop long enough to see what we're going by too fast. It's going by too fast. So rather than slow down, we are just glimpsing. And we're making decisions based on the glimpse that we get. A second kind of way we see the world is to glare. How dare they have a different point of view than I? How dare they be from a different place than me? How dare they have a different religion than me? And we glare that someone would dare to be different than the way we are sure is right, which almost always is our way. And then there's a final way. Richard says that this is what he's doing more of these days, and that's simply gazing. Without labeling, can you gaze at the world? Just gaze out your window. See what you see. Don't feel the need to label it. In fact, don't even, if you can, just look beyond calling it a tree or grass or leaves or branches. Just look and take in the myriad of colors without naming them, the myriad of shapes without naming them, and learn to simply see what is. It takes a long time, I suspect. I'm still working on it. I still see the world as I am more than I see the world as it is. But if nothing else, just ponder, am I seeing the world as it really is? Or am I seeing the world as I want to see it, as I have pre-labeled it, as I have prejudged it? And how is that shaping my experience of reality? Because if you've already decided what everything is, you're not seeing reality anymore, except through your own rose-colored or any other colored glasses that you might wear. So just ponder that. It's worth stopping coloring the world with your own colors and labeling it with your own labels, and just seeing it. Just see it. Catch in a moment what is there without any attempt to fit it into whatever categories you might. It's worth a try. I'm trying to do that so that I might be more accepting and willing to receive what comes my way. But whether you do or you don't, remember, you are infinitely precious and unconditionally loved for the gift you are, and so is everyone and everything you meet. And wouldn't you rather see it that way? I don't know. Until the next time I see you, I wish you all the very